Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and the weather's changing on us. I love fall. I absolutely love fall. It's just an awesome time of year. I actually enjoy the chill in the air. Good morning, Tammy. I actually enjoy the little coolness and chill that's in the air. It wakes me up. I like to go outside first thing in the morning and fresh out of bed and feel that coolness and just wakes me up, makes me feel alive, makes me feel energized. I love the fall, but of course I love every day of the year. I look for something to appreciate in everything. But as always, thank you to everyone who stops by and listens to what I have to say. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Absolutely couldn't do this without you. My goodness, to be able to get up every day and live out your dreams and your passion, which for me is just to help people. Good morning, Debbie, Leslie. I see you guys out there. It's just an awesome thing, and all the nice comments that you guys write and the private messages that I get, and wow, it's very humbling, and I don't take it lightly. Thank you guys so much. You just don't know what you do for me. Um, so as always, thank you for coming by and welcome to another edition of A Daily Dose of Donnie. So this morning, it's funny sometimes, well, not sometimes, the vast majority of the time when I wake up, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about when I get on here. It's usually not planned. There's probably been maybe at most 5 times that I've actually planned what I was going to talk about, and I've been doing this since April. And sometimes that leads to me just rambling on, but it's just what I do. But this morning, again, not planned. Really haven't really didn't think of anything in particular to talk about. But something that came across my mind is this: what are you worth? What are you worth? Have you ever stopped to think about that? What exactly are you worth to you? Not. The question isn't what does somebody else think you're worth? What does the world think you're worth? The question is, what do you believe that you're worth? Because if you don't believe that you're worthy of something, that you don't believe that you're worth something, it's very hard to convince someone else that you're worthy or that you're worth anything. It's very hard to convince the world that you're worth anything. So what are you worth? What are you worth to you? And maybe more importantly, do your actions show it? Now, if you don't think you're worth much and your actions show that, that's probably not a very good thing, right? But if you really think that you're worth something, that you have value in the world, then do your actions show that? Because I don't think it, I don't believe it. I know that each and every one of you, you're worth everything. But you have to know that. You have to be aware of that. We get caught up sometimes and we think that there are these special people in the world and, he's special and he's got the, really and truly, there's not really a lot of special people in the world. There's just some people who do special things in the world. Think about that. It's not that there are special people in the world. They're just people who do special things. You ever thought about that? Yeah, each and every one of us, now we have physical differences. Physically we may be different. Physically some people are more capable than others. Even in terms of intelligence, like book smarts, some of us are more capable than others. But in the most important thing, which is life, the intelligence of life, we're all equal. In other words, we can all accomplish the same things. And it doesn't come down to intelligence as far as book smarts. It doesn't come down to physical talents. Because, well, think about this. You know, I've known many, many, many people who physically were more talented than most of the other people I know. Yet they didn't accomplish much or haven't accomplished much to this point. I've also known people who were extremely intelligent, extremely book smart, yet they suffer too. So what exactly is it? Well, what I've learned is that everything comes down to your mindset. I mean, I've seen examples of people who were illiterate rise to the highest places in life, to the highest financial places, to the highest places of happiness, and they were illiterate. While on the other hand, people who were very book smart end up homeless. I mean, I know you've at least read stories about it. You've seen it. I've seen people with all the physical abilities in the world, you know, maybe a football player, a basketball player, what have you. And they don't even, not only do they not make it to the pros, they may not make it through college or even into high school. I mean, I'm sure all of us know people that say, like we went to high school with, that you just wonder, well, why isn't he on the basketball team? Because he's just as good as all those other guys. Well, what I've learned is it comes down to your mindset. It comes down to your mentality. It comes down to what you think about on a regular basis. You know, we say that we love ourselves and we just don't take care of ourselves very well. We don't do things that help us thrive, that help us achieve a lot in life. You know? Sometimes we got to stop and think about that. I mean, think about that. Think about if all of us took care of our, say our physical body, the way that we took care of our car or maybe our house or, you know, something that we like a lot. Think if all of us took care of our minds the way that we take care of our computers. You know, like we make sure that we go in and we put security, Norton security on our computers and our phones, and so we make sure that it's not hacked, and we go out and we clear out the files. Do you ever do that for your mind? What's the security on your mind? Do you ever think about protecting your mind? What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever thought about protecting your mind from all the negativity that goes on in the world? Most of us don't take the time to do that, and it's really, really important that you do. You know, I've said it before, you know, our minds are just almost identical to a computer. What goes in comes out. It's really that simple. Whatever you program in there is what you're going to get out of it. Well, especially in the world today, there's so much negativity, there's so many distractions. If you don't intentionally filter out some of that stuff, if you don't intentionally stay away from that stuff, we're going to have some issues. I mean, think about it. And I know, again, this is something that I've mentioned before, but you remember when we were young, and I say that because I know most of you guys are around my age, somewhere close. But do you remember when we were young, when our parents used to tell us, well, you shouldn't be watching that, and that music's going to influence you this way, and you shouldn't watch that television program? Well, you know they were right. They were right. But then we become adults, and it's like all of a sudden, well, we just feel like we can watch anything we want and listen to anything we want. Guys, it still affects us the same way. We're not immune to that. The things that we watch, the things that we listen to, the people we hang around, the places we go, it absolutely affects our mental well-being. And so I've learned to steer away from a lot of that negative stuff. And we're so afraid that we think we're going to miss something. We're so afraid that we're going to miss out on some fun. We're so afraid that if we don't watch that series that everybody else is watching, that we're just going to miss out on something. Guys, you know, If you take care of your mind, not only do you not miss out on anything, you live life on a whole different level that other people just wish they were living on. And then the other side to that is not only do you have to watch what you are allowing into your mind, into your eyes, into your ears, you have to intentionally, the key word is intentionally, listen to, read, watch, pay attention to, hang out with things that are positive, things that are good for you, things that are going to help you to achieve more. It has to be intentional. Are you just leaving it up to luck? Are you just leaving it up to the world? Are you just leaving it up to whatever goes on? Because I can promise you that the world's not out there, not out there looking to improve you. They're not out there putting things out intentionally, setting it in front of you that are going to help you. You've got to be intentional about it. You've got to be intentional about your mental, your emotional well-being, as well as your physical well-being. So just something to think about. I see all you out there, Cousin Jimmy. I see you. See you, Jordan, Cindy. I see you guys out there. Judy, thank you guys so much for stopping by and listening to me. I see you, Gary. But just something for you guys to think about this morning. Be intentional. Be intentional about you. Be intentional about your well-being. Be intentional about the things that are going to make a difference in your life. Get rid of some of those things that just aren't going to make a difference, or at least they're not going to make a positive difference. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your money? What are you spending your time doing? Look at your life. Your life will actually tell you. The results that you get will tell you where you're spending your time. What it tells you what you value in life. What is it that you value? We can say that we want all these things all we want, but where are you spending your time? What are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? Because that's exactly what you're going to get in your life. So just a few thoughts for this morning. I hope you guys go out and have a wonderful, absolutely fabulous Tuesday morning. Good morning, Jenny. I know for sure that I'm going to. You know why? Because it's just what I do. So I hope that something I said to you this morning, I hope it helps somebody. I hope it makes a difference in somebody's life, or at least in their day. Come back and see me tomorrow. I hope you do, on another edition of A Daily Dose of Donnie. Go out and have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.